This dead, still daying. Welcome to I Hope You Suffer.
Wow.
This is episode 168. Yes, of I Hope You Suffer. My name is Nathan.
I'm Kit.
I am Katie.
And for this episode, we're talking about episode 2 of Syfy's Day to the Dead called Chum.
Chum.
Not your chum, buddy.
Title, I'm not totally sure what it means because no one got chummed and thrown to zombies.
No.
Not that I remember, at least. So yeah, episode 2. I like this one, I think, a lot more than the first episode. So the first episode, like we said, it's kind of hard to gauge because you're basically just getting introduced to everybody. This was the episode where like shit really kind of is kicking off.
It really picks up the pace
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
Very into the amputated zombie hand, just letting out zombies.
Opening the
It
Yeah.
fucking rules. Yeah, so this episode, I guess, just again spoilers. If you haven't watched it, and it basically kicks off right after the first episode, and it's just zombies are everywhere now, like they're
Happening.
starting to come out and wherever, and you just get a little bit more like it kicks off pretty much immediately in the morgue again, but then you get everyone else that you didn't see dealing with the zombies in the first episode are now dealing with them. You get a little more with, I wish I could remember the character's name, the guy that's getting married. You get
Jay.
like, Jay. You get more of his backstory and kind of what's going on with him. And like, yeah, for the most part, it's just everybody kind of dealing with the initial threat of like, oh, what the fuck is happening. You get a very sick Adam Brooks cameo while a bunch of old people are watching The Editor.
I love that. That's what's playing at like the old person's home.
All I want when I'm that old.
And Trey's like, "Oh look, Dad, your favorite program's on."
That's gonna be me. I hope if I ever have to be at a retirement home, someone just wheels me in front of a TV and just plays like The Editor and The Void on repeat.
I think they will.
Yeah, so I really like this episode. I again, it's just more catching my eye of like what the show's gonna be. I'm interested to see where it's gonna go. What y'all think, kind of initially?
Go ahead, Katie.
It was good. I liked it a
Good.
lot. It was good. I think that it kind of, we're starting to see more of like the rhythm of the way the show's gonna go, because I really like how they did like ending the first episode with all the zombies coming out of the cemetery, because obviously that's like the most concentrated place where like the zombies are gonna be. So it kind of like starts off with like, it's interesting how they're doing the timing, because we are switching between like the cemetery. We've got like the mayor, who I hate, and she's terrible and I hate her. And then you have like Jay, the guy who's getting married, all that stuff that happens with him just made my blood boil. With like, as soon as we are introduced to like his fiance and her like white dad, I was like, I'm not gonna like anything that happens with this guy, and I absolutely didn't. And then you still have, I think their names are Luke and Trent, who are like the two bullies from the first episode. And so while the morgue is being like very attacked by zombies, everyone else is just like out in the world where like, you know, they're not near a graveyard. So the zombie stuff that's happening to them, like some of them it's not even happening for yet, so I really like the timing. And I think they're also kind of like showing the humor. There was a lot of things in this episode that made me laugh, like genuinely. And so I think that this episode I think is kind of more of a better, I hope, gauge of where it's going. Oh yeah, but then we're also the detective and Sarah are at the dig site or whatever. That's like another. I hate everything that's happening with them too. But yeah, and this is like one.
Well, I was gonna say, like I said, like I think in the first episode, minus maybe 2 characters, maybe 3. Everybody in the show is wildly unlikable, which I feel is the aspect of Day of the Dead that you should keep. Because no one in that movie except Bub is enjoyable. Everybody's a fucking asshole. So, like, I don't know. I like that aspect of this, that it's just like, well, really, there's maybe 2 people you're rooting for so far.
Yeah, I like Lauren, of course. She stays being that bitch. I love her. She's definitely my favorite. I'm a little worried because she's bitten, and
she's not gonna make it.
The detective is also bitten, but I think we don't know yet.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of stuff that's happening with the zombies that's like very unconventional.
Sure, but we also see that the detective is a zombie at the beginning of the first episode, so.
You never know.
He's the one with the jacket that says Bub. So
he could be putting on makeup. Okay, yeah. Before I go into specific
cosplay, bro.
That I like.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Cosplay. Kit, what did you think?
So full disclosure, I am a forgetful idiot who's bad with time management. So I was able to watch and pay attention to half of the episode, and then I had the back half on while we recorded. So I didn't get the full story. I didn't get to fully pay attention, so I'm going to need to rewatch it. But I enjoyed what I saw much more than the first week. Still not super sold on character story, but it does have enough intrigue and action going that I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I'm into this. They start, gutting a corpse and tossing out entrails to try and distract zombies. They're driving off in a hearse with the dude's gut stuck in the door.
Busted out laughing so hard that it hurt my throat. He just was and they just ripped his body in half, and he was just being pulled behind the car. I was dying.
I loved because I feel like that has to be a nod to Day of the Dead from when I can't remember the character's name, but he gets ripped in half and he's just yelling choke on him as he dies.
Yeah.
But I love that the way they did it is it was almost like the skin ripped at the pelvis and just ripped forward or ripped off, because the way it was legs up to the hips, and then it was back skin holding all of the entrails in place, and I was that's a fucked up visual. It's almost like the thing with the lawnmower cutting the head diagonally.
Yeah.
I was the way they're deciding to do some of the gore stuff just fucking rules.
Yeah, it's
I love all of the people in that morgue because of how stupid they are.
Oh my god.
The dude that just because the guy that gets ripped in half
is
the guy with the PhD that decides to open one of the fucking cooler doors for the bodies. It's so stupid, but the guy that's that was there specifically in the first episode that's there to he was I want to see my Peepaw's body before
my papa.
And he's just he's so stupid. He's my favorite character.
He is pretty funny.
Yeah, so Lauren's bit. I don't expect good things to happen for her. She's bit in the shoulder, so it's not you're cutting that
fine.
off. Yeah, it's probably
that's
fine.
That's your one invulnerable spot.
Oh,
your shoulder.
Sure. Not.
That's your strong. That's your strong, good bone.
Not getting your
doesn't
fingers
get
bit
infected.
off.
Yeah.
You bit on the forearm though. You're a goner. Sorry.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Like Katie said, everything at the fracking site is the worst. I hate I hate the dude that's like it was in charge of it, and the fact that somebody that's like in corporate comes to like see what's going on and is just like being nice, and then it's just like they send like the girl that called the police on finding the body. They send her home, and she's like, like, I get it, you work with all these men, blah blah blah, and she's like, go home, take a couple days off paid. And then she leaves, and she just goes over to the dude that's like running the site, and just like make sure she doesn't tell anybody anything, take care of her. And I'm like, God damn it, fuck this dude.
Yeah, it's like crazy because like I feel like that situation is like the heavy, serious part of it, because also the dig site is where we have this like chained zombie guy, right? And obviously, I'm feeling like there's obviously something going on with him. And that's like maybe what's like spreading the zombie stuff. I don't know. That's my assumption. But then
I have an idea that I've been trying to avoid reading anything about the show because I know people have seen the whole thing and have like posted like doing like reviews on like bloody disgusting and shit. When they go to the golf course, they spend like a long shot on all of that like stuff about like the Native American people that like occupied that land, and I wonder if that's going to tie in because they spend a long time on this like board at the golf course about like Native American stuff in the area. So I'm wondering if that's going to end up like tying in somehow to that body that was like under the fracking site.
Oh, I don't know, because then they also like the episode ends with Luke telling Trent about the infield, the people who like didn't want to give up their land and then they got flooded or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But so we have this like really serious situation, and then there's like a subplot of that's like so wacky where the mayor's husband accidentally kills a dude, and then they're just like carting his body around pretending like he's like an old man.
It fucking rules.
Sleeping. And I'm just like, it's just so wacky.
In the first episode, I was like, I don't give a fuck about these people's storyline at all. And then that happened, I was like, I'm in. This rules. They're just going weekend at Bernie's this dude in this fucking retirement home.
Yeah, because he like takes so he like Trent, I think, is his name Trey or Trent?
I think it's
Trey.
I don't know.
Train.
Trent's the boy.
It's Train.
Trent's the boy.
Yeah, Train.
It's Train. It's okay.
He's named after the band.
Train, like, yeah. Because then there's also like basically like she's running for re-election for mayor, right? And then there's this old guy named Pops who's like running against her, and there's like all these people outside protesting her because she sucks, and she does. And one of the guys is like, look at my water. First of all, it's like this dirty, muddy brown water, right? And he's like, look at this water. I wouldn't even give this to my dog. And I was like, sir, why are you not giving your dog Brita water? You know what I'm saying? So he comes inside and is like trying to like talk to her about it again. And he's trying to like pull out the water, and her husband just like takes out a gun and like shoots the ceiling, but it like ricochets and just like kills him. And I was like so shocked that happened.
It's so funny.
So then she's like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, you killed him. Like, I don't know. We just need to find some place to hide the body or whatever. Which, wow. And so they put him in a wheelchair, and then they're trying to leave, and the Pops comes in and is basically just like, hey, who you got there? And they're like, oh, nobody. And Trey like wheels him off, and instead of just like pushing him into the room in front of the TV, he like sits down. And he's like, Dad, I know I should be visiting you because and he just like goes on and on and on. And I was like, what is happening here? It just was like so wacky, but I thought it was very funny.
It immediately became my favorite storyline of the show. It's so stupid.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
And it's also
because then you
like,
also have the side story with them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like they end that with like the is that her dad? That's like
No, he's just like the guy who's running for mayor, I think, because she called him Pop, but there was a campaign sign that had Pops on it, so
oh,
I think he's
okay.
just like her opponent.
But
Yeah,
he like whispers something to her, and it's just like you're gonna drop out of the race in 24 hours or whatever. And that's kind of how they
I'm
like
gonna
leave that
tell.
storyline. And I was like, ooh, what did he whisper to
What is
her?
it?
Because like
Yeah, what I
you,
want to know.
I mean, like you think it's gonna be he saw the dead body or whatever, but like I imagine it's something different.
I
He is
assumed
the
that
dead
it was
body.
like,
I drove by your kid
oh my
pushing
god.
a fucking keg down the woods.
I assumed it was going to be that like her husband is cheating on her with the campaign manager, but like why? That's not something that would like really affect her. Like if anything, I feel like it would give her more votes because people would feel bad for her or something.
Yeah,
So
that's something that I
we
feel
don't
like
know.
in a real election you would want out there before people are voting.
Yeah, we're like like literally people are in the voting, like her husband and aide were just doing it in a booth, a voting booth. So like it's active, but so yeah, we don't know. I think they're doing a pretty good job of like leaving little things for you to be like, okay, well now I need to watch because like what is this?
It's been like a while I think since I've watched like a TV show that wasn't like a Food Network or like like an actual like TV show that I
Yeah.
hadn't seen before or like wasn't like Food Network or like 90 Day Fiance. So like I forgot like or like I don't know if I've watched like a
Or
show
like a
like
week to
week to
week
week in a
thing.
long time. So it's been fun with
Yeah.
that like ooh what's this leading to kind of thing where I don't have to like immediately go into the next episode.
Yeah.
I love when like after he shoots that guy and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm going to go to jail. But I'm rich, I'm white, like it's probably just like a manslaughter, like I could be out in 18 months." And he like
It'll be
looks
fun.
over to the other girl that's not his wife and is like, "Will you wait for me?" And the wife's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, maybe we should put this body in a box."
I like when the guy gets shot and he's just like, "Hey, you're okay, right, buddy?" And she's like, "No, he's obviously dead."
It's so stupid. Like the ricochet is so dumb. I love it so much.
That's pretty
I
bad.
thought it was intentional. I thought he was like being a super slick bodyguard, like, Gah! And he's like, oh, hey pal, are you okay? It's like, oh no, he's just an idiot, a bad bodyguard.
He he's just yeah, he's just very stupid. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is like I don't say this very often, but this is like one of those shows where like I actually wish the episodes were a little longer because I feel like as soon as I get really into it, it's like credits. And I'm like, no. Like it makes sense because they're doing the whole season is like one day, so like it can't be 40-minute episodes. You know what I mean? But I'm just
Well,
like,
they are. There
what?
it's like 45 minutes probably without commercials.
Yeah. I just doesn't. I want it. I
They
don't
should
know.
have
I want it
done
to be
like
longer.
24 and just done
Hours.
every hour of the day is a new episode.
Is one episode? Yeah. Listen, I just got off Midnight Mass where the episodes are like 3 hours long, so I guess I need more.
I'm trying to think what else. Like,
Oh, one of the things I did want to point out is that I really like the way that they did, like I feel like in a lot of zombie stuff, I feel like it's usually like the really old like zombie things and then freshly turned people. But I really liked the attention that they put to the group that came out of the cemetery because like there's so much attention to like varying ages of like when I say ages I mean like
Like
age
decay.
of decay, like how long they've been dead. And I noticed it was like really, I don't know, it was just something that I noticed and I was like, wow, I really like how much detail they put into like it does really look like a whole cemetery of just like various dead people. So I thought that was really cool.
yeah, I really like that there's like an aspect where it's almost like a mix of like George Romero zombies and then like Return of the Living Dead zombies where they're slow zombies, but they're like aggressive still. Like the
Yeah.
one when they're like breaking into the morgue, and there's like one that like smashes the window of the door and is just like half leaned in and just like swinging at them like wildly.
Yeah.
I like that we got
Well,
to
that's
see
why it's like...
a good shot of fucking Laszlo's ripped up body.
Yeah. So why? That's why, and I'm still, because like when the one guy like lets that zombie out of the morgue or freezer, and they like shut the door, the arm, then the hand can move by itself and is also like sentient in a way, because it like continues, it like lets the rest of the zombie out, and then also like starts opening other doors and stuff, and then somebody shoots a zombie in the head, right? I thought, and then it wasn't being killed also. So it's like, how are we gonna figure this out?
Yeah, I'm still not sure how the zombies in this work, because there's time like there's numerous times where like somebody's head just gets like decimated and they're still moving around. And like
Well,
and like
also,
in a regular zombie thing, like that arm wouldn't have just been like functioning by itself, you know.
no, and also it's like some people, because somebody makes a point to when they find out that Lauren's been bitten, they make a point to say like, oh well, yeah, she's probably fine. Like she won't turn into a zombie unless she dies. And we do see that the muddy water guy at the very end of, sorry, spoilers, Kit, at the very end of the episode, he does wake up as a zombie, but then we have Laszlo, who has been dead for a while, and he has not come back as a zombie. So I'm also wondering, like, why some people and not others. Like, maybe it depends on how they die. I don't know.
It's all about the lower jaw. Laszlo had his lower jaw ripped off, so he won't turn.
Okay.
What was the muddy water guy? Why does that not sound familiar to me?
That was the one that Train shot by accident.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I was thinking somebody actually came out of muddy water, because I was thinking of like...
Oh, somebody did though. I was talking about the guy that got
like the
that
fracking
got shot
water.
by accident. Yeah, but then at the end of the episode, so we have Luke and Trent at the lake, and that's when Luke was telling him about the Enfield thing, and they're like sitting on the keg, and then at the end of the story, the keg falls and they fall. That actually made me jump. I was like paying attention so intensely that I jumped, and then the keg rolls down the water, like rolls down into the water, and a soapy, muddy head comes out of it. Not soapy, muddy.
Mud soap.
I feel like their storyline is
What?
the one that I like least care about at this point.
Mr. Cool Eyes. I don't care about them at all either. Except
Just a random Mr. Cool Eyes.
It's gonna be so good.
yeah, what the fuck?
I think you mean Mr. Cool Spice.
Yeah.
Spice. Mr. Cool Spice.
Yeah, I don't know. Like so far there, because like also nothing's happened except them just bickering with each other. So like, I'll see what happens in the next episode.
Then Luke being like, being a teenager is hard. I'm like, all right, bro.
I mean, I don't know. His mom seems pretty terrible. His life's probably not great.
Oh no, she sucks. Trent is also doesn't seem like a very good friend either. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm really interested to see what happens with Jay, because like his whole storyline, I hate for him. It's just like terrible. But then he's just like, walking through the woods trying to find his like putter or whatever, and he just sees that guy, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh no! And he just like runs. I really liked the makeup on that zombie specifically.
yeah. I don't think that wedding's gonna happen.
Probably not.
I hope it does. just zombies, just kind of
A zombie
strolling
wedding.
around.
That could be really cool though, if they go through with the wedding and something happens with that. But he's already seen a zombie, so I feel like no. We'll see.
I don't know. Seems like his bride could probably talk him into it still.
Probably. She seems kind of like a bitch, but what do I know?
Good to see. Oh wait, Oh wait, no, that's something different.
Also, I'm pretty sure you can't make someone sign a prenup to marry somebody else. Like, I'm pretty sure that's just your spouse that you're marrying can ask for a prenup.
I don't know. Laws are pretty crazy. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know
Yeah,
what's going
that's
on
true.
in Bahaken or whatever it was the city's called.
I mean, true. They're zombies, so you could probably ask anyone for a prenup.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. I like this episode a lot. It's definitely
I did too.
It's good.
way more interested to see where it's going. Next week we'll talk about episode 3, The Gray Mile. I assume there will be a prison.
Oh man.
Or it's inside of a brain.
Ooh, a brain prison.
The whole episode is just
Chris Angel shows up.
just
Brain freak.
Yeah.
I hope Chris Angel's a fucking zombie in this so bad now.
Still
I
doing
would be
magic
here
tricks
for it.
though.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Just like he's just like walking around, but like as a zombie, pulling like flowers out of his like sleeve. Just like a zombie rabbit
He's got
out
more
of a hat.
holes for tricks now. Yeah,
I'm in.
I like it.
Steve, I know
Me
you're
too.
listening. Go back and re-edit the episode before it airs so we can see that.
Yeah, do it. Add David Blaine too. I want a zombie
No,
magic
thank
off.
you. I want
Nathan's out now.
I want
Oh.
Chris Angel and then Jeff Dunham.
No.
Oh god.
Just zombie racist puppets.
No, thank you.
All right, yeah, we'll be back next week. The episode 3. We'll see if Kit watches the whole thing.
I'm gonna probably 75% chance.
Yeah,
With each passing week, the percentage goes up.
we should have done
Nice.
this where we watch each episode a minute at a time and talk about it. So the show lasts.
We should just record while we're watching
Yeah.
live, and then people will be really confused because they can't also watch the episode
Yeah.
at the same time.
Katie,
Like, what?
What about Katie? Shut the fuck up! Something's happening.
It'll just be me going, woo! And stuff like that.
All right. I hope you. Jay, don't do it. But why?